Davies. This is SportsCentre.
The signs point to a Colorado resurgence, but would San Jose have the edge in Game 3?
Now a bullet drive, rebound, down from Hacks out of net, scores!
That's a really good save.
The captain's feeling better, but the Leafs have another injury concern.
I think I said the other day he'll be day-to-day.
The Montreal Canadiens head home to regroup.
They're a team, again, that force you to make mistakes.
Calgary's fired up, and so is Jerome McGinley.
No, it wasn't a message. He slashed me, I slashed him. That's the result.
The Jays look to Ted Lilly to give them their first win by a starter not named Halliday. The Argonaut backfield just got a whole lot stronger.
Probably about 85%, so he can only run a 4.3. I've never run a 4.3.
And our plays of the week are fantastic. Is there anything better than SportsCentre?
Not in your wildest imagination.
This is SportsCentre. Corey Warren and Jay Onrait with you. And Jay, really a must-win situation for the Colorado Avalanche on Monday night.
Absolutely. Down 2 games to none to the San Jose Sharks. I don't think anybody expected this, but San Jose very impressive toward the end of the regular season. And now the Avs, they've only come back once when being down 2 games to none in a series. And the fans hoping history might repeat itself. Chris Gratton here as the initial shot. A huge rebound from Darby Hendrickson, but he's turned aside by Evgeny Nabokov. And it's John Michael Lyles. Through a ton of traffic, Nabokov. He's beaten, but the post is there, and Ron Wilson throws the puck away, thinking maybe another puck will help. It does not. Milan Havik the snap shot. But Nabokov with a beautiful glove save. But it's a costly period for the Avs. Rob Blake leaving with an injury. He did not return to the hockey game, so things go from bad to worse for the Avs. Evgeny Nabokov, the story of the first, and here's Steve Konowalchuk, perhaps trying to knock him off his game. Who knows? It did not work, by the way. Puck was like a big beach ball for Nabokov, making all his saves look easily. The Sharks had an opportunity on the power play. This is Jonathan Cheechoo, side of the net, and he chips it up into the 3rd row of seats. Then he gets another chance in the same power play, and he chips it up into the 6th row of seats. So not a good power play for Jonathan Cheechoo. The game did not lack intensity. Watch Bobby Bugner into the glass and shattering that glass. Nabokov, meanwhile, stopping everything in sight. Chris Gratton, Dan Heino. It was scoreless through 2 periods of play. Nabokov, 23 saves through those 2 periods, making them all look easy. Early 3rd, Alex Tanguay with a sensational chance. It's through the crease. Ron Wilson, meanwhile, wondering where his team's offense is. Here it is, Coach. Vinny Danfus. They left the veteran alone in front, and it cost him his 3rd of the postseason. 1-0 Sharks, and that would be the final in Game 3. Abisher and the Avs are in serious trouble, down 3 games to none. The Avs have scored just 3 goals in this series after scoring 19 in the 5-game series against Dallas. As for coming back from an 0-3 deficit, it's only been done twice in NHL history, not since the Islanders did it against Pittsburgh back in '75. The Sharks can wrap it up in Game 4 on Wednesday night. Nabokov stopped all 33 shots he faced for his 2nd shot of the playoffs. He's now 7-1 this postseason.
He's an elite goalie, no question about that. You just go back to the basics of you keep throwing pucks in the net, you keep trying to get traffic, you keep trying to get rebounds, you keep trying to win the battles in front of the net.
You have a goalie you can believe in and know he's going to be there for you on every chance he has. It's a lot of confidence booster, and throughout the playoffs he's played strong and he's kept it going, and tonight was just another example of how he's played.
He played well for him, but on our point, we're still in the series. They have to beat us one more time.
Now you can catch Game 4 of the Sharks and Avs Wednesday right here on TSN. The action gets underway at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Don't forget, it's available on TSN HD. Playoff hockey lives here.
Meanwhile, it continues to be one step forward, two steps back for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Even though Matt Sundin was back in the lineup Sunday, it did not change the outcome as the Leafs now trail Philadelphia 2-0. And as John Liu tells us in the Broyle King playoff report, Joe Nieuwendyke's absence may likely include Game 3.
Down 2-0 and undermanned because of injuries, it appears the Maple Leafs will head into Wednesday's crucial game against the Flyers, minus the services of one of their most potent offensive weapons. Joe Nieuwendyke missed Game 2 because of a bad back, and Pat Quinn is not optimistic about having him back in the lineup for Game 3.
It's one of those situations where we don't know how long it will take.
Obviously, we want Joe to be back. He was a big part of us moving on in the first years and on and off the ice, a great leader for us. So obviously, we want to see him back as soon as possible.
On a positive note, after returning Sunday, Matt Sundin says his lower body injury is improving and should not keep him from playing on Wednesday.
It felt good, so obviously that was a relief. You never know after a game if you've been hurt how your body going to react, but I felt really good.
If the Leafs are looking for positives, they may want to focus on their play in the second period of Game 2. Down by a goal after 20 minutes, Toronto outshot the Flyers 11-1 and appeared to be in control before allowing the momentum to shift in Philly's favor in the third.
We gave them, I think, a little bit early in the third where they had some momentum and the fans seemed to get going a little bit. But even after that, I thought we did a good job of calming things down and getting back and had every opportunity to win that game.
We gave up momentum and just never got it back, and they scored before we could get it back.
In other injury news, Michael Renberg has yet to be cleared to play, but he will have his hamstring re-examined before Wednesday's Game 3. As for Owen Nolan, he did practice Monday morning for the Maple Leafs, but he admits his knee is not game ready, and he's still a big question mark for the rest of this series. Paul Holdingsworth, TSN, Toronto.
It's tempting to credit the Flyers' 2004 playoff success to Robert Esche, who's been far more reliable than his predecessor Roman Cechmanek, or to their top scorer Alexei Zhamnov, when in fact Ken Hitchcock credits his veteran core, which senses the urgency of winning this year with labor uncertainty looming.
We like our group. We want to try and keep it together, and there's only one way to keep it together, and that's by winning games.
We talked about it last year when we got knocked out by Ottawa. Coming back this year with a focus on, this possibly being the last season, maybe the last season this team's together. So, it's been a focus of ours all year.
You hope this isn't your last chance to try and win, but, if it is, you want to make it your best chance.
The playoffs are for the older players who realize what's at stake and pour everything into it, and our older players have played very well all year, and they're carrying us again now.
Despite being up 2-0 in the series, the Flyers know they need to improve their second periods. They've been outshot 77-50 and outscored 6-4 in the middle frame, forcing them to come up with big finales.
Our third periods have been terrific basically all the playoffs, so it's something we know if we go in the third period, tied or close, that we have a pretty good chance to win.
You won't get away with a down period on the road. You might get away with it at home, and we just did, but you won't get away with it on the road, and we're going to have to be prepared to play as well as we did in the third period. We're going to have to be prepared to play 3 periods back in Toronto to get a win.
Flyers top-scoring defenseman Kim Janssen skated on his own for 45 minutes Monday morning and said afterward his broken right hand is progressing well. Janssen was able to grip his stick more firmly than he has in the last few days, which gives him confidence that he'll be able to return for Game 3. John Liu, TSN, Voorhees, New Jersey.
When it comes to the Blue Jays, here's the good news. That's right, good news about the Blue Jays. That 15-3 win over Baltimore Sunday marked the first time the team had strung together 2 wins in a row all season, not to mention the fact they racked up 17 hits. But here's the bad news. Going into their 3-game set with Minnesota on Monday, they're still last in the American League East, and Ted Lilly is still 0-2 with a 6.19 ERA. But he was spotted an early lead. That's Frank Catalanato with an RBI double. 2-0 Toronto. Lilly getting some good D, too. Eric Hinsky, a snag on Mike Kadire, robbing him of extra bases. Lilly, not so bad here himself. Henry Blanco watching, learning. Former Jay Shannon Stewart also watching and doing a little learning as well. Lilly, a one-hitter through 5, facing the minimum 15 batters, top of 6. Gets some more runs to work with. Josh Phelps to the Old Dutch sign. They're selling Old Dutch chips in Minnesota, apparently. It's 4-0 Jays. It's more than enough for Lilly. Had a complete game, 2-hitter to go with 8 strikeouts. Not all good news, though, for Toronto. See, it's still a good news, bad news thing. Greg Myers was down in a heat, rounding third, left the game on a cart. But that still comes with a 6-1 victory for Toronto. 3 wins in a row for the Blue Jays. Every Jays starter reached base, and 4 had at least 2 hits. Ted Lindley earning a win in his 100th career start, becomes the first member of Toronto's rotation, other than Roy Halladay, to win this season. This edition of SportsCentre is just getting started. He wears the C on his chest, and when he's not scoring, he's dropping the mitts.
Now we've got Iginla, and he's going to go with Hatcher.
We'll have the latest on the Flames and Jarome Iginla as they get set for Game 3.
Cavalier, he's got time, score!
Down 2-0 for the second straight series. The Habs return home wondering how to rebound.
They're a team, again, that force you to make mistakes.
Wake up!
Get the hole with a stop, they score!
You don't want to miss another great edition of our Plays of the Week.
Isn't this amazing?
There is no wall. It's just me and her.
Great plays start at Source for Sports. We know our stuff. TSN HD, redefining the image of sport. TSN HD is proudly presented by JVC. JVC, the HD technology leader.
They sure are getting big. Yeah. I'm trying to build them bunk beds, but I'm having trouble with the long straight cuts. You said you had something that would help?
Yep. The Mastercraft AccuRip Circular Saw Guide from Canadian Tire. This helps you make straight cuts fast and easy. Just slide the AccuRip onto your circular saw's base plate and align the 0 mark with the blade. Adjust the guide to widths as small as 1/16 of an inch or as big as 2 feet. Then make your rip cut with no measuring or marking. There's no need to remove it for cross cuts. And it makes straight and accurate bevel cuts, too.
Hey, this AccuRip can go where table saws can't.
Perfect for tight fits like this. The AccuRip shaves off exactly what you need. The Mastercraft AccuRip Circular Saw Guide, only $49.99. Things just seem to get a little easier.
So, who got the job? They both did.
When you start at Canadian Tire.
Suit up and set sail on the greatest adventure to hit the waves. Straight out of Mr. Mojo.
Let's fly!
Russell Crowe.
I'll give up now.
Master and Commander. Own it today on DVD.
Tough shave. New Neutrogena Razor Defense Face Lotion with soy and aloe. It instantly soothes dry skin after shaving and prevents damage caused by dryness. Defend yourself with new Neutrogena Razor Defense.
SportsCentre, brought to you by the NHL Network. All hockey, all the time. Call your satellite or cable provider to order.
Well, if home is where the heart is, then the Calgary Flames must be looking forward to the reemergence of their heart and soul on Tuesday. Jarome Iginla has been silent so far in their series with Detroit, and if the Flames are to have any success, they need Iginla going. It was that way in the regular season, that way against Vancouver, and as Jermaine Franklin tells us, there's still time to make it that way against Detroit.
After having a dominant opening round, so far round 2 has been a completely different story for Jarome Iginla as Detroit has held the Flames captain to 0 points and just 2 shots on goal in the first 2 games.
You know, nobody expected it to be easy. I didn't expect it to be easy matchups or anything like that. It's so as far as frustration or if, to get things going, I'm looking forward to the next game. I know we all are, and we're in a good situation here. We feel we're just going to concentrate on one game.
He's going to get his chances, we know that, and he's a great player. We just got to minimize them and try not to give him any point-blank ones because, you know, with his shot, he can pretty much score from anywhere.
With their constant praise, it sounds like Detroit's trying not to wake a sleeping giant. But the alarm may have already sounded after Iginla fought Darian Hatcher in the late stages of Game 2. Very reminiscent of his Matthias Olin fight, which sparked his play for the rest of the series.
The fight happened because, you know, he slashed me, I slashed him, and I guess neither of us like that, and that's the result.
He does it for 2 reasons. When he's hit dirty, or somebody on his team is. I think that's a great quality. I was surprised when he slashed me more than the fight, to be honest with you. I know, you know, it's just, you know, your emotions are flying out there. So actually, no, I'm not surprised, to be honest with you.
On the defensive side, the Flames are very confident in Mika Kiprasov's ability to step up his play, and they should be. His record after giving up 4 or more goals this season is an impressive 5-0 with a .950 save percentage.
Because he's a good goalie. I don't know. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. Hey, one game doesn't affect the next one. I think that's the strength of our team. It's not Kiprasov.
Onrait Woron didn't skate today after team doctors told him to take the extra day to allow his eye to heal after taking that Steve Yzerman high stick Saturday afternoon. But while addressing the media, Warner did say that he will be in the lineup on Tuesday night. Jermaine Franklin, TSN, Calgary.
Elsewhere, it was an eventful and also disappointing season for Marcus Naslund and the Canucks. On Monday, the Vancouver captain spoke about the season that was.
I didn't feel that maybe I was at 100%, but I think a lot of people feel that way. I think I was just drained at times this year. Everything just took a toll on me. Todd incident doesn't happen very often, and everything that came with that, and seeing him suffer and being a good friend of his, and it was difficult, and especially when, in my mind, this was such a crucial season for this team, and hopefully we were ready to take the next step, and now ended up it was a step backwards.
Vincent Lecavalier tried very hard to give the impression that Tampa's series with Montreal was just another series, but actions speak louder than words, and after 2 straight 2-goal performances, one of Quebec's finest exports, as Montreal fighting back from a 2-0 deficit for the second time in the 2004 playoffs. Here's Brent Wallace.
The Montreal Canadiens don't need to change their game plan to get back in this series against the Lightning. They just need to execute it. Montreal is not playing smart with the puck. Turnovers are the single biggest reason why the Habs have dropped the first 2 games of this series.
They're a team, again, that force you to make mistakes. They do a really good job at angling and stick checking, and those are areas where we have to limit our mistakes, and a lot of their scoring chances have come directly from us turning the puck over, and those are things that we have to get away from.
The most important thing that we have to be able to control our emotions. That's what happened in the second game. We came out with so much energy and everything, and took 2 bad penalties that cost us.
Not only are turnovers hurting the Habs, but having scored just 1 goal in 2 games isn't going to help their cause either. The Canadiens aren't generating enough traffic in front of Nikolai Habibulin, and as he has shown in the playoffs, if he can see it, he will more than likely stop it.
He's going to make the first stop no matter what, and we just got to keep throwing the pucks and just get more traffic. We have people there, but sometimes they're not in front of him, so we just got to work on doing that.
Obviously, we got to work harder and be first on puck, shoot the puck more, and drive the net. That's how we're going to score, and that's how Saku scored the last game. So.
Only a handful of players skated for the Canadiens on Monday. Among them was Sheldon Surrey, who's taking most of the heat for the loss in Game 2. His penalty gave Tampa a 5-on-3 and the lead in the game, and then his gaffe led to Vincent Lecavalier's momentum-shifting goal. But Claude Julien was quick to defend his blue liner.
We're in the playoffs here. I'm not going to stand here and dump on my player. Sheldon's the type of player who's going to bounce back, who's obviously, as you can see, is taking it to heart. But all intentions that he's always had have been good intentions for the hockey club.
Claude Julien did not say if there were lineup changes for Game 3, but one player who won't be in is defenseman Stefan Quintal. He's been out since injuring his shoulder in Game 4 of Round 1. There was hope he'd be ready to go for Tuesday's game, but he says he's still not 100%, and right now is day-to-day. Brent Wallace, TSN, Montreal.
Well, all that talent, all that experience, and nothing to show for it in Round 2. Down 3-0 is clearly not the scenario the Colorado Avalanche envisioned when they loaded up last summer, but now on the verge of being swept, it is all coming unraveled at the hands of the San Jose Sharks. For their thoughts on the events in Denver, let's join Gino Retta, Bob McKenzie, and Adam Graves.
When you've got as much talent as the Colorado Avalanche do, it's no surprise when you look back in the numbers and realize they had the 3rd-ranked power play during the regular season. But, Adam, something has gone dreadfully wrong in the last couple of games.
Gino, talent isn't the only factor here. When you talk about the Colorado Avalanche, they've only scored 3 goals in 3 games
you know what, when they have that power play, they've got to capitalize. Early in the series, they were doing all the little things that it takes to score on the power play. Connor Walchuk inside the paint, and he's rewarded. Fast forward, Game 3, they're not doing those little things. The little things like getting in front of the net, creating havoc, the lanes to the net and Nabokov, they're wide open. He can see every puck going through. And this is a guy that is playing the top hockey of his career. Guy's in net, he's being able to see the puck like that. You have to get guys in front. Look at this. All 5 guys around the outside. You got 5 guys. San Jose has 4 guys on the ice. You have to get someone in front of the net creating havoc. Any puck that this man sees, he is going to stop. And you'll see on this play, he stops it, controls his rebound. Rebound control. When you have a goalie that's in a zone like he is, and he's controlling his rebounds, traffic is a must.
You know what we call that, Adam? We call that net front presence. Now, I didn't actually know that, but sitting beside Mike Babcock for the first round, net front presence, and we're seeing it through all the series. You know, you look at the Colorado Avalanche, and you've heard of Murphy's Law before. Well, welcome to Granado's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and it is going wrong for head coach Tony Granato. Start with the loss of Rob Blake late in the first period of game number 3. A loss that the Colorado Avalanche can ill afford. And it seems like such an innocent play. Blake goes around, lowers the big derriere that he does so well all the time on that San Jose Sharks forward. No tangible evidence of injury, but you see he kind of goes off limping a little bit and did not come back and play another shift in the game. So everything that can go wrong, now they've got no Rob Blake, and that dramatically affects the power play. When they did get opportunities in the third period, like Teemu Selanne breaking it off the wing, they couldn't make anything happen, again, in large part because of Evgeny Nabokov. He's done a better job of goaltending than has David Abisher. And then Teemu Selanne comes out of the press box after game 2. Looks like the Selanne of old breaking in, with the great big Johnny Bauer poke check on the part of Nabokov. He stacks the pads. You don't see that very often from goaltenders anymore who go down to the butterfly. And now all of a sudden, everything is going wrong for the Colorado Avalanche. The offense is right up. Peter Forsberg, Joe Sakic are being held in check by a very underrated but very significant San Jose Sharks defense. And with no Rob Blake back there quarterbacking the power play, things aren't going to get any better for the Colorado Avalanche, down 3-0.
Especially with Rob Blake's situation right now, their problem on the blue line just gets worse. In round number 1 versus the Dallas Stars, blue liners for the Avs had 15 points. That's 3 points per game. Now in the second round, through 3 games against the Sharks, just 1 point so far. That's about a third of a point per game. And if Rob Blake can't come back in a big hurry, the Avalanche, already in big trouble, are in that much worse shape. Let's go back to SportsCentre. Ahead on SportsCentre.
Well, I'm back with a smile on my face.
He's not the only one grinning ear to ear as Pinball and the Argos welcome John Avery.
Well, he can only run a 4.3. I've never run a 4.3.
And Barry Bonds headlines the biggest plays of the last 7 days.
Down the line. Pinwell.
You're watching SportsCentre on TSN.
How's the bath?
Good. Are you hot?
Guess I just don't feel heat like you.
Is that an ice cap?
Mm-hmm.
Where's mine?
Right here.
Tim Hortons Ice Cap. Try it with 2% or chocolate milk. Just $1.79.
Sorry to bother you. Do you know where the on-ramp is?
Introducing the new 2004 Lancers. Loaded with standard features and still starting under 16 grand.
Hand-picked oranges. 100% pure juice. Pour out our best. Old South frozen concentrated orange juice. A tradition you can trust.
LA. Big line at the toll booth. You know those electronic passes? Yeah. Used to be 1 lane, then 2, now 3. And you don't have one? No.
It's the on-demand world. Huh? Electronic pass connects to toll booth. Toll booth connects to bank. Bank to your credit card. You come in here with your laptop, click, pay your bill through the air. But you don't get it, so you wait in line.
That means something.
With new ownership and a new team president on board, the Argonauts were supposed to deliver some real excitement to the Toronto sports market. On Monday, they finally did deliver, signing talented former Eskimo running back John Avery. Earlier in the show, Ottawa reporter Brent Wallace reported from Montreal. Now continuing our traveling reporters theme, Vancouver reporter Farhan Lalji reports from Toronto.
They are calling him their most significant player signing since Doug Flutie and Rocket Ismail. John Avery has all but given up on the NFL by signing a 4-year deal with the Argos, bringing his electrifying running style to a football market that needs new energy.
The NFL is too trendy for me. To me, the only trend I know is winning. And if you can't put the best players on the field, then I can't really be a part of that, and I can't have fun. Since I've been playing NFL as of late, the game has not been as fun as it has been coming to Canada. So I'm back with a smile on my face.
Avery played just 6 games with the Minnesota Vikings last season before undergoing knee surgery, but he is expected to be 100% by the start of training camp.
Right now, he's only about, probably about 85%, so he can only run a 4.3. I've never run a 4.3. I'm not worried about it.
Avery's arrival likely means the departure of Michael Jenkins. Both Clemens and GM Adam Rita agree that the backfield may not be big enough for both players and Rashaan Salam. Rita has already had trade discussions about Jenkins.
I know that my phone's ringing off the hook, so I'll see what shakes out. Just a good opportunity for us to be in. Whether we can get anything done or not is another question, but hopefully I can get 1 or 2 deals done that will put everybody at ease and to rest.
Club officials are already talking about changing some of their marketing campaigns to feature Avery, who might even be more charismatic and quotable than his new head coach. Upon agreeing to the new contract, he said, "I haven't been this happy since James Brown was let out of jail." Farhan Lalji, TSN, Toronto.
Well, this weekend, tune in to ESPN Classic Canada for over 15 hours of the most memorable and legendary Toronto Argonaut games. On Sunday, the greatest all-time Argonauts team will be announced. For the complete Argos weekend schedule, just have to log on to tsn.ca. It kicks off on Saturday at noon Eastern.
Well, school officials in South Orange, New Jersey have closed the book on the case of the Nutter Butter bully after a suspended 6th grader has been allowed to return to a brand new school next week. The boy has been out of class since April 2nd after allegedly waving a peanut butter cookie over his head while his allergic teacher was out of the room. The boy telling classmates he would use it against her as protection from getting a detention, or perhaps just a clever scheme to have her show the TSN Plays of the Week. ahead on SportsCenter.
Score! Went off the back! Vinny Damphus!
Vinsanity in Colorado. The Sharks smelling blood in the water as they went for the stranglehold in Game 3 with the Avs.
We'll have full NBA highlights, 2 Game 4s, the Pistons and Kings trying to put the Bucks and the Mavs on the rope. SportsCenter will keep on keeping on.
Before AIM Trimark invests your money in a company, we check it out. There are no barriers. Nothing stands in our way. Because the more we learn, the more bad investments we avoid. AIM Trimark. Knowing pays.
So say thanks with the KFC Mom's Meal. Original recipe seasoned chicken, delicious salads, crispy fries, and for dessert, a decadent double fudge chocolate cake. But hurry, it's a limited time offer. The KFC Mom's Meal. There's more in the bucket.
The powerful new 2004 Suzuki Aereo. It has the most standard horsepower in its class. And it received the highest crash test rating from the IIHS. These are powerful statements for such an affordable price. The 2004 Aereo. Make the smart move to Suzuki.
Time now for the Vector Performer of the Week. This week, the honor goes to Vincent Lecavalier of the Tampa Bay Lightning. After going pointless in 5 games against the Islanders in the conference quarterfinals, the Montreal native exploded in 2 games against the Canadiens, scoring 4 goals and 1 assist, leading the Lightning to a 2-0 series lead. Vector, fuel up.
Welcome back to SportsCenter. Corey Warren and Jay Onrait with you. And Jay, I suppose if there ever was a must-win situation for the Colorado Avalanche, then Monday night had to be it.
I guess so, or even Wednesday, but definitely Monday, Corey, because, well, this is the good news. The only other time the Avs went down 2-0 in a series, they came back to win 4 straight and win this series. Fans hoping that happened against the San Jose Sharks early on. This is Chris Gratton with a big shot. It's going to be a huge rebound. Darby Hendrickson stopped by the spectacular Yevgeny Nabokov. John Michael Lyles through a ton of traffic will hit the post. Got to be good to be lucky. Ron Wilson throws the puck away, hoping to change the momentum. It did not work. Milan Hajduk, the snap, and what a glove save by Nabokov. But a costly period for Colorado. Rob Blake left the game with an injury. He did not return, so more bad news for Colorado. This is veteran hockey right there. Steve Konowalchuk casually bumping into Nabokov, trying to throw him off his game. I'm sorry, it actually did not work. The puck looking like a giant beach ball to the young tender. Sharks power play. Jonathan Cheechoo, great chance. He chips it into the crowd. And almost like a replay of what we just saw, he does it exactly the same way again, this time going several rows up. So not a good power play for him. Meanwhile, Bugner into the glass and he shatters it. Back to Nabokov. Chris Gratton is stopped. Dan Heinold, a great chance, and he can't beat the tender. It's scoreless through 2 periods, thanks largely to Nabokov's 23 saves. Early 3rd period now. Alex Tanguay with a great chance. Side of the net, he puts it through the crease. Ron Wilson, meanwhile, saying, where's my offense? It's up to the veteran. Watch number 25. He snuck behind the D and he chips home his 3rd of the postseason. 1-0 San Jose. And guess what? That's how this Game 3 would end. So the Sharks now up on the Colorado Avalanche 3 games to none. In fact, including the regular season, the San Jose Sharks have gone 15-3 in their last 18 games. They can wrap it all up in Game 4 on Wednesday night. Gord Miller is standing by with victorious head coach Ron Wilson.
Evgeny Nabokov with his second playoff shutout of this postseason, and with us now is San Jose coach Ron Wilson. Ron, Nabokov didn't get a lot of talk during the regular season, even though he was third in the league in shutouts. How would you rate his play here in the playoffs so far?
Oh, he's been excellent. He hasn't really let a bad goal in, and obviously tonight he didn't let any in, and this was the kind of game when we lost a couple of guys early to injury. We had a very short bench, and we were going to have to kind of play a rope-a-dope, save our energy, as we're basically only playing with 10 forwards, and Nabby was going to have to be a big part of it. And I heard our guys promise Nabby going into the third period that they were going to get him a goal, and somehow we found a way, a fluky goal, but it was a goal nonetheless, and we win the game.
Ron, how important was it to take this game? Obviously the 3-0 series lead's important, but you let the series get away in 2002, San Jose did. How important to put the hammer down in Game 3?
Well, it was huge. You know, we've talked all along. We're not here. You know, your mentality is to come and get a split when you're on the road in a situation like this. But that should be your mentality when you've lost Game 3. And we came in thinking, let's take them out. The faster we do this, the easier it's going to be for us. And this is going to be a very desperate team. It's going to be a difficult game on Wednesday. But we have a lot of breathing room now. But they're a dangerous snake. We can't take our foot off the dangerous snake.
Ron, why don't people know more about your team? And are you guys enjoying the fact that maybe this is coming as a surprise to a lot of people?
I suppose so. You know, we're not really surprised with the way things have gone. We've been the best team in the NHL, points-wise, record-wise, since the first week in November. So I guess when you start poorly, people write you off and stop paying attention. But we know for a long time that we've had something special going here, and it's a great group to work with. It's definitely... for a whole season in the NHL, the most fun I've had.
Ron, thanks for talking to us, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Thanks, guys.
Don't forget, you can catch Game 4 of the Sharks and Avalanche on Wednesday. The action gets underway at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. It is available in the spectacular TSN HD.
On to Game 4, Sacramento and Dallas. Kings ahead 2-1 in the series, so Steve Nash and the Mavericks needing a big win at home in Kid Canada. Giving the home crowd something to cheer about early. Goes inside to Jake Nowitzki for the one-handed jam. And then on transition, Nash to Dirk on the cut for another throwdown. But the Kings can turn a fast transition. Game 2, C. Webb. The sweet pass to Brad Miller for 2. Kings by 3 after 1. Mavs keeping it close in the second. Sixth man of the year, Antoine Jameson buries the 3. Then Josh Howard goes end zone to Antoine Walker, and employee number 8 goes blast for 2. Mavs by 5 at the half. Third quarter, and Peja Stojakovic finally shows up to play. Drops 12 of his 20 points in the third quarter and puts the Kings ahead by 1. Move ahead to the 4th. Kid Canada rallying the Mavericks with the 3 ball. Then final seconds of the game, they give it back to Nash.
And Nash without Stojakovic on hand has got a fire. This for the tie. And Sacramento is won, and they go up 3 games to 1 on the Dallas Mavericks.
Meanwhile, the Milwaukee Bucks and their fans hoping their team can even up their series with Detroit at 2 games apiece. Desmond Mason taking it to the cup. He had 8 points. Bucks by 7 early, but here comes Rasheed Wallace. Pistons cut the lead to 1. Meanwhile, Keith Van Horn averaging just 6 points a game in the series. And watch this, he actually drives by Rasheed and throws it down. Finished with 11. Desmond Mason trying to do the same. Sheed says no. He had 3 blocks. End of the first quarter, Richard Hamilton ripped with the game-high 27 points. Piston by 1 after 1. Rasheed extending the lead to 4. He had 20 and 9. Third frame, Tayshaun Prince finishing off the alley-oop. And then from outside, extending the Detroit lead to 7. But Damon Jones answering with 3 of his 17. Bucks cut the lead to 4, but Rasheed a deuce and 1. The Bradley Center must be quieted. From one Wallace, we go to another Wallace. 4 blocks for Ben Wallace. And Prince with a huge 3 to finish off the Bucks in this one. Tayshaun Prince with 17 points. The Pistons with a commanding 3-1 series lead. 109-92 is the final. We have to rest, but once we come back, our experts weigh in as the Flames and Habs return home, both for Game 3s on Tuesday.
Randy Johnson was lights out Monday night. The big unit racking up the K's against Sammy Sosa and the Cubs.
And Vijay Singh just a little off target as he looked for a Monday win. This, my television friends, is SportsCentre.
The award-winning Smirnoff. Neat. Please drink responsibly. The award-winning Smirnoff. Neat. Please drink responsibly.
The new flamethrower burger at Dairy Queen with crispy jalapeno bacon and Tabasco flavored mayo. Do one carefully and dig through something different.
Introducing the totally redesigned Kia Spectra. With Canada's best ownership coverage, including free oil changes for life. The all-new Kia Spectra, priced for under $16,000. You can't love one this much.
That's me, Jay, over 20 years ago, enjoying my McCain Super Fries. Still do today. Didn't say much back then. And look at all these different varieties of McCain Premium Super Fries. Spicy, extra crispy, great tasting potato, with all the flavor and crispiness we love. It's also good to know that they're all made with 100% non-hydrogenated canola oil.
McCain Premium Super Fries. All the flavor and crispness you love with 100% non-hydrogenated pure canola oil. Consider it the next generation.
The real reason the San Jose Sharks are up 3-0 on the Avalanche? Back bacon, a not-so-secret ingredient on the pregame pizza Sharks GM Doug Wilson eats before every game. Gino Reda has been known to put together the occasional pizza order for the SportsCentre newsroom. Now he, along with Bob McKenzie and Adam Graves, put together this look ahead to Tuesday's playoff matchups.
The Calgary Flames win in Detroit. They left with a split. You can't ask for much more than that. What they want right now is a great start as the series shifts to Calgary for game number 3. You need a great start. You look to your captain, Jerome McGinley. Adam.
Gino, you're exactly right. When it comes to McGinley, he'll lead in every area. Shooting, passing, skating, and in the area of fighting. If he has to fight, he'll do whatever it takes. And there's a trend that's coming along here. You look back to the Vancouver series, games 1 through 3, 2 points. He grabbed Matthias Olin, scrapped it out. Games 4 through 7, he ended up with 6 points. Dominated the series. Games 1 and 2 against Detroit, 0 points. He grabs a hold of big Darian Hatcher, 6'5", 240 pounds. The question is, will it follow? And you have to think when it comes to Jerome McGinley, he'll do anything it takes to win, regardless of what it is.
Talk about trying to do whatever it takes to win. Montreal, Bob, has to figure out what they've got to do to shut down that Tampa Bay Lightning offense and maybe score some goals as well.
Well, that's right. And the Montreal Canadiens collectively have to do a much better job than they did in Games 1 and Game 2. And to do that collectively, individuals need to step up, and a guy who could step up in that regard is Michael Ryder. Now, this guy has 32 shots on goal in the playoffs. Next to Brendan Shanahan, amongst active players, that's the second most. Now, Michael Ryder says, I'm getting lots of chances, and he is. Chance after chance after chance, and the 32 shots on goal are exemplary of that. But Michael Ryder is really struggling to score a goal. Everything just seems to be off a little bit. Between Javi Bulin making saves, Michael Ryder not hitting the net, and Michael Ryder firing those shots, and Javi Bulin coming up big, Montreal Canadiens are not getting what they need from Michael Ryder amongst others. You can see in this series, -3, no points. This for a guy who, aside from Andrew Raycroft, is probably the best rookie in the National Hockey League this year. So every player in the Montreal Canadiens has to step up and do a better job. But there's no question that Michael Ryder was an offensive dynamo during the regular season, has to lead the way offensively.
And how about Vincent Lecavalier? Here's a guy who had gone 12 straight playoff games without a single goal. He has 4 in his last 2 games. And now, to make it even better incentive for Vincent Lecavalier, he's getting ready to go home to play in front of the hometown crowd. I think he'll be ready for game number 3 as they shift to Montreal. Let's go back to SportsCentre.
On to the diamond we go. Livan Hernandez and the Expos opening up a 4-game set in San Diego. First inning, he's benefiting from a generous strike zone. Evidently catches the outside. Mark Loretta doesn't think so. Has a few choice words. Bottom 2. Livan catches Ryan Klesko on the check swing. Klesko also letting umpire Joe Brinkman hear about it. Livan tossing a no-hitter until the 4th. He gets 2 on, and Jay Payton makes it 1-zip. Now 2-1 in the 6th. Tony Batista comes in big, cashes in Brad Wilkerson, and we're all tied at 2s. Livan nonetheless disappointed to the bottom of the 9th. Miguel Ojeda at the plate with 2 out and 1 on.
First pitch, line drive, base hit. The Padres win it 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th.
Giants are fading. They've lost 9 of their last 11. Here's Jason Schmidt in, trying to right the ship against the Braves. He gets Eddie Perez with the man on 3rd, and then Horacio Ramirez to end the threat. Ramirez is on the mound himself, facing Barry Bonds, and for just the 5th time this season, gets him to strike out. 3-0 Giants. Here come the Braves. Mark DeRosa. That's a 2-run shot. 3-2 Giants. Barry's 3rd plate appearance. 2 on. The Braves intentionally walk him to load the bases. This fan says, "Phooey!" This fan says, "Chicken!" And the next 3 batters in the lineup are batting less than Bonds combined. It's actually a good idea. It's a good idea. Jeffrey Hammonds has a seat, though the Giants still get the 3-2 victory.
Randy Johnson looking to stop the Cubs' winning streak at 6. Little heat. Sammy can only watch it. Johnson just warming up, however. Moises Alou.
Swing and a miss.
Aramis Ramirez, Alex Gonzalez, and then Corey Patterson. Moises Alou that goes down again, 8 Ks in just 4 innings. Chad Tracy puts on a deep inning in the 6th. Nice grab, then stays with the foul ball and goes over the top rope, but hangs on. 7-0 in the 6th.
Deep drive, center field. That is number 200.
I think he just hit it off his own face up there on the center field scoreboard. I think it hit the scoreboard.
That's hard to do. D-backs win it 9-0. On to the conclusion of the Shell Houston Open. Vijay Singh, the 2002 champ of this event, and looking comfortable despite 3 days of delays. That is until the 15th. Second shot. Hooks left, hits a fan in the stomach. The fan would be all right, as would Singh. He would birdie the hole over to 18, and John Houston, 1 shot behind Singh. Bid for a long birdie, just off the mark. He was 1 under for the day. John Daly also in the mix, but 3 bogeys would cost him down the stretch, including this on 7. He finished tied for 6th, and no one would catch Singh. Drops the short par for his 2nd Houston Open win in 3 years. So here's a look at how your final results are for the Shell Houston Open. Singh carding a bogey-free round is 4 under 68, earning him, as you heard there, his 2nd win at the Shell Houston Open in the last 3 years. Also his 2nd win of the season. Calgary Stephen Ames finished tied for 4. Well, straight ahead on SportsCentre, the best plays from Monday and another jam-packed honor roll.
Eli Manning's happy to be in New York and not San Diego.
Were there other teams that you said I'm not interested in playing for?
No, that's the only one.
Really? Are you sure?
England's David Beckham has always been in the spotlight, whether it's his skills or his posh, but now he's making different headlines as Euro 2004 approaches. That story next on SportsCentre.
The blue piece is quite large compared to red, which means...
You've got an urgent call from Canada.
Hello?
Buddy! You gotta come home. Tim Hortons has a maple walnut dip.
Gotta go.
Canadians can't resist Tim Hortons maple baked goods. Baked fresh throughout the day. Try them all, like the delectable new maple walnut dip.
These are our laboratories. These are our subjects. Adidas Active for men. Antiperspirant with sweat-activated smart technology. The harder you sweat, the harder it works. Adidas Active.
athletes get it.
Also available, Adidas Active Anti-Perspirant for women.
If only the world were as race-inspired. The 6-speed, 200 horsepower RSX Type S from Acura.
Short.
Long.
Short.
Long.
Long. Long.
Short. Short. Long. Short. Long. Long.
Short.
Long. Long. Long.
Short. Long.
Anyway.
Short.
Why choose? Split your mortgage with the long and short mortgage, only from Scotiabank. Life, money, balance both.
Rebound. This is going to give him another shot. It's going to get a dunk out of it.
Great pass by Steve Nash.
Castillo. Bounce wide is short. Larkin knocks it down. Will they get it out? Yes, they do!
Personal reason, so Kadyr's playing at third. Kadyr, line drive, good! Stopped by Hinsky. Jones with a lead for Mason.
Forsberg out of the penalty box. Drops it up for Hayter. Walking in, and the Bucks gets the glove on that.
Like your 5-iron is it, didn't he? Hey, how about this? Does he get it in the air? Yes, he does!
With Nash the other way, 3-on-2. It's the other side. Another great assist from Steve Nash.
NFL news for you with the draft day acquisition of Eli Manning. The New York Giants will release their quarterback of 5 years. Kerry Collins, the 31-year-old, led the Giants to Super Bowl 35, but was reportedly unwilling to renegotiate his contract. With Manning now on the payroll, the team didn't have the cap space to pay Collins, who will make $7 million next season. And speaking of the Giants' newest quarterback, Eli Manning made an appearance on the David Letterman show where he chatted about the Chargers and the Kerry Collins situation.
Will Kerry Collins be the quarterback, or is he gone now? Is he just out of here?
I don't know. I'm not sure what
you would like him to stay, though, and be help mentor you through the system?
Yeah, again, there's benefits to that, so, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Smells to me like he's gone. So there's a lot of drama, a lot of strategy that goes on during this day.
Sure.
Now, were there other teams that you said I'm not interested in playing for?
No, that's the only one.
Really? Are you sure?
And since we're on the subject of David Letterman, I can tell you that according to the Tampa Bay Lightning Media Guide, Nikolai Habibulin is a huge fan of David Letterman. In fact, the Russian-born goaltender worked on his English watching Dave's late-night antics. And as Gino Retta shows us in the Kia goalie zone, he's apparently been working on his game as well.
In last year's playoffs, Nikolai Habibulin was on the bench to watch his Lightning be eliminated by New Jersey. And after a tumultuous season in which he was roundly criticized by coach John Tortorella and only started 55 games, who knew what to expect of the mercurial Habibulin in this year's playoffs? Well, Tortorella may have finally caught lightning in a bottle. In 7 games this postseason, the Russian netminder has been lights out for Tampa, posting 4 shutouts, including 3 against New York in round 1, tying a record held by 10 other goalies. Compared to his career numbers, Habibulin has been off the charts and has been putting together a playoff run that could go down in history. Habibulin has a shot at Martin Brodeur's record of 7 shutouts in a playoff season, set last year in New Jersey's Cup run. He's also won 5 straight, and with the way the Bolts are dominating, you cannot discount his shot at the consecutive playoff win record of 11 shared by Ed Belfour, Tom Barrasso, and Patrick Roy. It's clear that Tortorella has been pushing all the right buttons with Habibulin so far in this playoff season.
Well, just a couple of weeks, the beautiful game will take center stage once again as the biggest event outside of the World Cup kicks off at Euro 2004. 16 teams battling for the grand finale July 4th in Lisbon. And as we see in the Mazda Road to Portugal, it just might be the perfect stage for David Beckham to put his recent struggles behind him.
He's the most famous footballer in the world, known for his devastating ball striking, as well as scoring big with Pop Spice. David Beckham's meteoric rise to stardom led him to Spain in the summer of 2003, joining world superpower Real Madrid for a transfer fee of more than $41 million. Teaming up with the likes of Zinedine Zidane, Luis Figo, and Ronaldo, the English star continued to prove nobody can bend it like Beckham.
The anxious looking wall, and Beckham! Just like that, David Beckham has given Real Madrid the lead.
However, with Euro 2004 just around the corner, the football icon is facing a great deal of adversity, including allegations of an extramarital affair with a former personal assistant. On the field, Real's recent plunge in the standings and a possible power struggle at the top could force Beckham out the door. With expectations so high, the spotlight will be on the English captain more than ever as he tries to lead his squad to its first ever European championship.
All right, stay with us. We're coming back to show you the highlight of the night next.
SportsCentre, brought to you by the NHL Network. All hockey, all the time. Call your satellite or cable provider to order.
Hey, sensor users, think you've got the best shave? Well, it just got better. 2 blades became 3. Introducing Gillette Sensor 3, the best sensor shave ever. So now, think 3. New Sensor 3 from Gillette.
Will my car be ready this afternoon like you promised?
Yes.
Will you use a bunch of lingo I won't understand?
No.
Will you try to sell me something I really don't need?
No.
Do you like Broadway show tunes?
No.
Visit your neighborhood Midas mechanic for a $39.99 brake tune-up. An inspection, adjustments, caliper lubrication, tire rotation, and more for just $39.99. For mechanics known for their work and their word.
Trust the Midas touch. Got plans? Big? Or small? Bring them to any one of more than 400 home building center locations. We help turn plans into jobs well done. Home Building Center. We've got your lumber and everything else you need.
Mazda 6 Sedan. Canada's best new family vehicle. Now has a family all its own. Introducing the all-new Mazda 6 Sport and Mazda 6 Sport Wagon. 2 new additions to the Mazda 6 line, designed to hold the road and whatever else you've got.
The experts at Oral-B bring you a deep-down clean. New Oral-B Cross-Action Power. The only battery brush with cross-action bristles to lift and sweep away hard-to-reach plaque for a complete clean. Oral-B Cross-Action Power.
The Avs are now 3 games down to the Sharks after their 1-0 loss on Monday.
Yeah, 1 loss away from being swept. A very rare occurrence, as we see in our Mercury Verado Did You Know? Did you know the Colorado Avalanche Quebec Nordiques franchise has not been swept in a best-of-7 series since the 1982 Wales Conference Final against the New York Islanders?
Time now for the Tim Hortons highlight of the night.
Going to Mini. Eric Hinsky. He gets criticized for his defense, but here it's a spectacular defensive play, robbing Mike Kadire of extra bases. That's our highlight of the night.
What a busy show. That's it. See you again.
Bye.
SportsCentre commentator clothing provided by Copley.
That's Billy Talent. We got their bass player, John Gallant. They just happen to be the hottest new band in Canada right now. That's their song, The X. And if Pat Quinn doesn't win a game in this